Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. We are here today with a movie review. What the hell was that? You know what, I'm not even gonna question it, that was weird. Whatever. So today we're here with a movie review. So I'm going to be talking about Wish, a movie that came out recently. I think it came out like 2 months ago. I'm a little late to the party, I'm not gonna lie, but it's okay. Basically, I watched this movie because honestly, I was kind of bored, and I was just like, you know what, like, y'all ever get like that? You're like, I have my homework done, I don't have work today, how about I watch a shitty Disney movie that's made for, I'm pretty sure, 6-year-olds, and overanalyze it like you do. Just me? None of you do that? Well then, I guess good for you. I don't know what to say. Did my computer just turn up? Whatever. So much for background. I thought it would be cool to have like the movie in the background, but of course my computer turns off. Why would anything go right? But whatever. Basically today we're going to be talking about Wish, Disney's latest dumpster fire. I mean, not really. It was like, spoiler alert, it's not a horrible movie. It's just the best way I can describe this movie to you is wholly forgettable. There is nothing going on here. Literally nothing. Like, to me, this movie was an hour and 40 minutes, but it felt like it was 30. Time went by very fast as I was watching this movie. I'll give them that. But basically, this movie is about a girl named Asha. Love the name. First of all, let's just, like, for a second, I just want to talk about the animation style. I'm already getting sidetracked. I blame my ADHD. Whatever. I want to talk about the art style for a second, because the art style was so interesting to me. It was giving, like, if y'all ever watched those videos of that upcoming game Paralyzed, that's what it was giving, and honestly I didn't mind it for an animated film. And also, don't pay attention to my zit, I realize it's there. She's doing her own thing, okay? But yeah, I thought the art style was an interesting choice because I don't think Disney has really ever done an art style like this before. Like, at first when I was watching this, I thought this was going to probably be the same art style as the movie Encanto. But as I went on, I really started to realize, oh no, it's not going to be the same art style as Encanto. It's going to be a little different. And honestly, I didn't mind it. I thought it was actually a pretty interesting choice. Like, because the art style itself, it wasn't bad. It was very much giving, I want to appeal to a younger audience. Again, this movie was probably made for 12 and, not even 12 and 13, like 6-year-olds, I'm assuming this movie was made for. But, yeah, so let's just talk about it. So we start the movie off with our main character. Her name is Asha. She's beautiful, she's powerful, she's a queen. We love her. But, yeah. Like, I'm not gonna lie, whenever the movie first started, I thought I was not going to like this character. I don't like most main characters, I'll put that out there now. It's very rare for you to find, like, for you to find a main character for me that I will actually enjoy. Just gonna put that out there. I don't like most main characters. I find them dreadfully boring, and oftentimes they are a little too perfect, or they make a few too many mistakes. I have unrealistic standards, but what else is new? So yeah, let's talk about Asha. She is caring, empathetic, and she loves to help people. Do you know how we know that? They do nothing but tell us that throughout the entirety of the movie. Yeah. I swear to God, they said it at least 3 times throughout the movie that I can remember, which was kind of crazy when I think about it, because I'm like, yeah, she was a good person, but she really only did like 2 or 3 things in the movie that would even essentially make her a good person. Not much happens in this movie. I feel like I should just state that right now. There's like nothing going on in this movie, and yet way too much going on. But yeah, Asha is like this really interesting character, and we get a really good backstory about her, about how she lost her dad a couple years ago. I think she said when she was like 13 or something, which now she's 18. So it was like, it was a while ago. So we get to see her at this time, and we get to see her living with her mother and her grandfather. Her grandfather is the sweetest man but he is also kind of a dick. I'm just gonna say it. Like, Asha throughout the movie is just trying to get him his wish. Because apparently in this world, like, not even in this world, in this kingdom is called Rosas. I love the name, not gonna lie. There is a kingdom called Rosas, and the king, whose name is Magnifico. Yeah. Very stereotypical, honestly. I was expecting a little more. This is the most boring video. You know, I'm already doing it. Whatever. It's too late now. I'm already in here. I'm in it, making the video. Here we are. But yeah, honestly, he's not that much of, like, a great villain. I find him to be quite annoying. Like, his character is... It's so difficult because with a kid's show, these characters are like scratching the line of being borderline basic while also being like kind of in depth. Because for his character, he also lost someone, we learn at the beginning of the movie, as he is interviewing Asha. I just watched this movie. I shouldn't have this much time. I shouldn't have this much of a problem, like, remembering these characters' names. Maybe it's because I could barely hear the movie. That's a critique I have of the movie. I couldn't hear it for shit. Like, I have speakers, and good speakers at that, and I still couldn't hear what the hell they were saying. I had to turn my speakers all the way up just to understand what the hell was going on. Like, there was actually at certain points where I had to turn subtitles on. I don't ever have to do that. I genuinely couldn't understand what they were saying, because sometimes they were speaking so fast or so quietly that I'm like, what did you say? Hun, speak up. Like, girl, like, I had to keep on replaying certain parts of this movie just to understand what these people's names were. Like, we're introduced to Asha's best friend, whose name is Dahlia. I kid you not, I had to listen to this movie 3 times over in that one section just to get her name. I had to keep turning my volume up, and it wasn't getting better. I ended up caving and just turning on subtitles. And I ended up just keeping the subtitles on the rest of the movie, because I knew if I didn't have them on, I wasn't gonna know what the hell was going on. Like, turn up the freaking volume or speak up. Like, my God, like, I don't understand. I've never had this problem with a movie before. It was insane to me. I was like, the volume control needs to go just a little bit, just a little. But yeah, like, we're introduced to her friend Dahlia, and you know what? We love Dahlia because she has no character. It's gonna be a running theme in this movie, so strap in. Basically, we're introduced to Dahlia, that's Asha's best friend, and we're told that, we're given some context of the situation of the day of what's going on, and we're told that Asha has to go to an interview to apprentice. I didn't know you had to get an interview for an apprenticeship, but basically she's going to apprentice for the king as he does something with the wishes. It's not really explained. Like a lot of this movie, it's not really explained, I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, he wants to find an apprentice to do something. He may have said it. I didn't hear it, but he may have said it. I don't know. Maybe it was in a cutscene or something. But yeah, she's interviewing to be his assistant. I don't know the difference. I feel like they're the same thing. But basically, she's interviewing to be his apprentice, and yeah, that lasts for a whole 30 seconds as they sing a ballad about how every dream is sacred. Right before he tells Asha that, oh, most people's dreams are never gonna come true. Isn't that just a wonderful message to relay? Your dreams will never come true. So he takes them away. They don't need those. They're useless. He also takes away their memories of the dreams, because who needs that either? Like, it's actually really sad when you really think about it. He takes away these people's ambition, basically. Their ambition to do literally anything. It makes you wonder how it is that this kingdom is even surviving at all. Also, I have no idea if this is a kingdom or a city. They kept referring to it as a city, probably to be a little PC, as the monarchy tends to get, like, a lot of hate, but I feel like they should have just devoted to one and called it a day. But he's the king, so I'm gonna call it a kingdom because I feel like that's just what it is. So yeah, he decides that he was going to show Asha the wishes, which apparently he doesn't do very often. In fact, he even says he's shown almost nobody this room. So why he's showing a strange girl that he's interviewing for his apprenticeship is beyond me. And she goes on to fumble her way through this interview, and honestly, I felt called out. It was a little too relatable. This is me at an interview. I get very nervous, I get very stressed, and I start saying random things. And they asked her those basic questions. What is your strength? Oh, wait, no. Sorry. I'm wrong. That's what she told him. He asked, why should you be my assistant? And she said, a negative quality about me is that I care too much. I know, how deep. She cares too much about people. I guess same. That doesn't really seem like a character flaw, but whatever. It's what we're given, so it's what we have to work with. But yeah, so they basically go through this interview. They sing this really weird ballad, and to talk about the music in this movie is kind of funny to me because during the first half of the movie, I did not like the songs. I found them to be incredibly odd, incredibly weird. If you listen to the songs, it doesn't go with the beat. Like, the lyrics and the way they sing the songs has nothing to do with what's going on, like, in the fucking instrumentals. I was so confused about what was going on. I was like, why is it? I was like, why is it that these beats are not matching the songs? And then halfway through the movie, I feel like they recognized this, so they just fixed it. Because after, I would say, the third songs, I think there's like 6 songs in this movie, like, after the third song, they suddenly don't have a problem with this anymore. So I'm assuming they just fixed it. Like, because to me, it was one of the first things I noticed, because, like, literally, I want to say 3 minutes into the movie, they started singing. Because I think she was giving, like, someone a tour. I guess she was giving us, as the audience, a tour of Rosas. And honestly, it's a nice city, but everybody looks so miserable. Like, I look back at it now. I actually rewatched I rewatched the intro because I was like, if everybody's so depressed, why don't they all act like it? Apparently they do. I watched the intro again. Everybody looks really depressed with a fake smile on their face. If I was those tourists, I would be running back to my boat. I would be taking my little ass back home and be like, okay, let's try this somewhere else. Okay. But yeah, she gives these people this tour, and I'm just like, okay. Like, we're shown virtually none of the city, by the way. Like, I have no idea what most of the city looks like because it all looks the same to me. Maybe I'm weird, but I have no idea where anything is because this city is so weird to me. But back to Asha and the King. Basically, after they sing their power ballad, it's very confusing as to why they're singing. I got so confused. I was caught so off guard by it. I was like, what? I guess he was explaining the plot of the movie, but I was just like, what the hell are you talking about? Because he just been like, every wish is worth something, but doesn't mean I'm going to make your wish come true, because why would I ever do that? That would be the easy thing to do, you know, since I have magic. But why would that be any fun? Because then we wouldn't have a plot to the movie, now would we? But yeah, basically this king is like, oh, well, I can't grant every wish because some people's wish will hurt Rosas. You know what? In perspective, it makes sense. You can't grant everybody's wish. But there was this... But Asha's grandfather... Sorry, I had to remember who all these people were because... There was way too many people in this movie. Like, there was too many. The cast was so large. I was like, what is going on? Who is who and where is what? Like, I kept forgetting the main character's name. Yeah. So basically, Asha's grandfather, he is like this very old man, and his dream, I believe, was to inspire the people of Rosa. Wait, no, to inspire the next generation of Rosa. And the king viewed that as a negative wish. He said that could hurt the kingdom. That could lead them to a revolution where they could overthrow me. And why would we ever want to overthrow the monarchy? I don't know. Why would you want to overthrow the monarchy? Well, don't you just want to be a big ball of mush? Amazing. But whatever. Basically, he's like, oh yeah, some wishes are dangerous. And I'm like, okay. And then Asha, she makes a very good point. She was like, how about you just give the people their wishes back? And stop being a dick. I mean, she doesn't say that, but you get it. And basically, just let people decide for themselves. And if their wish is negative and is going to hurt the people of Rosa, just throw those people in jail. At least now you know who wants to hurt your people. And to me, this was a very sensible plan. I was like, you know what? This plan makes sense. And it's the only thing that made sense that came out of her mouth for the rest of the movie. Because then we, like, speed into overdrive. Because literally, she goes to talk to her friend, Dahlia. I couldn't tell you what the conversation was about, I'm gonna be honest. A whole lot of nothing. Sorry. And then she, like, goes back home and she... in probably one of the funniest scenes of the movie to me. It's not even funny. It's so sad, really. But she goes back home and she tells her grandfather, on his birthday, mind you, your wish will never come true because the king views your wish as something that could hurt the kingdom. And then he rightfully gets pissed. Like, I feel like we're supposed to think Asha's in the right here, but he gets pissed because you couldn't tell him this on any other day. You have to tell him this on his birthday. Like, that part really got me. I was like, you couldn't just let him be? Like, I don't understand. And also, I have a really confusing concept of what is a wish and what isn't in this show. Like, not in this show, in this movie. Because they don't remember their wishes. So wouldn't they just get a new wish? Like, it's... And the wish here is treated like... The best way I can put it is The Sims. I'm referencing a lot of, like, simulation games. That's what I play. Whatever. It's giving a lifetime aspiration from The Sims. Yeah, they have one goal, one aspiration that they want to complete in their lives, and that's it. Also, Asha's grandfather is apparently turning 100. Good on him. He looked amazing and was very active for 100 years old. That was crazy to me. But basically, after that, her grandfather is like, get the hell out. Like, I don't want to see you right now. You just really broke my heart. And that part right there, I was like, yeah, that would have broke anybody's heart. And I was kind of hoping we'd get some, like, emotional, like, song, like, not song. I was hoping we'd get, like, some emotional moments, some tears. No, instead we get Asha singing through the woods with her donkey. No, her goat, sorry. Her goat named Valentino. Another person. Not a person, but whatever. Valentino, something you should know about him, because I'm not going to mention him much in this video, because there's not much to mention. He's a fun character. Like, he has, again, like most people in this movie, no personality. But he's like a fun character and a cool sidekick. I find him to be quite entertaining when he's on the screen. He kind of serves, like, distract from the plot, like most, like, sidekicks do. He's, like, there for comedic relief, which I'm here for because, honestly, he was fun. But, yeah, after that, she sings, and then she talks about how she believes that her and her people deserve so much more than what they have right now, and how she believes that they deserve to be free, I guess. She believes they should be free to be able to pursue their passions and their dreams without the purview of the king. And honestly, I don't see a problem with that. She believes in freedom. She believes that people should be able to make their own choices. And I completely 100% support that. And then she wishes upon a star in the sky, and get this, the star comes shooting at her. She was so calm. Like, she, like, didn't even, like, I think she screamed for, like, a solid minute, but, hun, if I saw a fucking star coming at me, bitch, I would be out of there so quickly. I'm not getting hit and flattened by a star. Like, get the hell out of here with that nonsense. Like, I would be running. And literally, the entirety of the kingdom sees this star fall from the sky. They don't know what it is. They assume it's the king practicing his magic. And then the king, like an idiot, tells his people the truth that he didn't cast that spell. He whips his people into a frenzy to go hunt down whoever is using this unauthorized magic, because apparently magic is illegal in this city, which we weren't told until this moment. Mind you, this was probably all in the first 20 minutes of the movie. So I was like, okay, we're setting up the world, and then we kind of go into overdrive, because for the next 5 minutes after that, we go into this song where the entire forest talks about how we are all stars because we can wish on ourselves. I think it was very confusing, but basically they were like, we are all stars, like we can all make our dreams come true. And there was this moment at the end of the song that genuinely made me laugh. They're like, good guys, okay, let's do this again. We should really start getting along more. And they were just joking about it, and they were like, oh, why don't we get along like this all the time? That's a great freaking question. Why don't you? You clearly get along right now. They literally acted as if they were rehearsing this number, because they had a whole musical number and then acted like it was the end of a set. Like, you know how you go after you leave the set? That's how they were all acting as they were walking away, and I was just dying inside. I found that to be so funny. Can't you tell? Oh, at least I think I'm funny. Whatever. But yeah, basically after that, the star causes all kinds of mayhem, because apparently the star can make wishes come true, but it also can't make wishes come true. Again, it's very confusing, like most things in this movie. The power level of this star is completely inconsistent throughout the entirety of this movie. But I guess if you had like this omnipotent, all-powerful little guy, your movie wouldn't be that long, and it honestly probably wouldn't be that great. But basically, the star doesn't talk throughout the entire movie. It just communicates with Asha through charades. It's giving Tinkerbell from Peter Pan. I don't think did Tinkerbell talk in Peter Pan? I don't think so. But yeah. So they basically play charades, and the star just wants to go around meeting everyone and granting their wishes, but Asha's like, no. Asha's like, no. Even though that's the goal of the movie, that's not what you're gonna do now. Stay hidden, even though that's not why I brought you out. I know best. I am Asha, Queen of Rosas. And they're like, okay, boo, okay. So basically, they go back. They don't even go back to her house. They go to the I want to call it the hen pen, but I feel like that's not right. That's what we're calling it today, the hen pen. So they go to the hen pen where all the hens are. I know, crazy. They're laying all eggs, and Asha's like, oh no, don't cause a racket. And they do. And apparently the goat starts to talk. Yeah, so Valentino, he gets to talk throughout the entire movie, adding zero substance to it. Again, though, he's funny, so I'm okay with it. But yeah, so after that, she has to go outside because her friends are getting really worried. Side note, on her friends, also, everyone in this movie is like an allegory for a Disney... Like, I was going through, like, one of the websites, and it was like, her friend group is a not-so-subtle nod to the 7 dwarfs from Snow White, and I'm like, where did you see that? Like, maybe I'm being weird. I didn't see that. But the only person I could really remember doing that would be, what's it called? The little boy who would probably be grumpy in this scenario, and the guy who looks like Peter Griffin, because I can't remember his name. Isn't it like, it's probably like David or Joseph or something like that. Whatever. Peter Griffin is what we're going to call him from now on, because that's what he looked like, and that's who he reminded me of, was like the sleepy equivalent, I guess. It was really weird. But yeah, so they're like, what's that noise? Because they're causing a racket in the freaking hen pen. So they all were like, well, you either let us in or we're gonna break down the door. And she's like, oh no, please don't do that. Even though this is your house, I'm pretty sure. I'm on your property. I have no right to keep you out of this hen pen, but sure, break through your own door. Whatever. So they go in and they walk into this hilarious. This was something I genuinely, like, I was actually smiling during the scene. They made all of the hens go through this, like, musical number, and they were all, like, squawking their little brains out, just, like, squawk, quack, quack, whatever. They were all just, like, quacking their little hearts out, and it was adorable. I loved it. It was so much fun. It was different. I was like, you know what? I'm here for this. This was so much fun to me. I was like, okay, so that happened. 5 seconds later, they're all like, oh my god, how is this happening? What the hell is going on? You know, like normal people would. Asha could never, but whatever. So basically after that, they're all like, what the hell is that? Because they see the star as it bounces around. Also, the star, for some reason, carries around a ball of yarn the entire movie. Like, I couldn't tell you why. It kind of just uses it as another way to communicate or just, like, be a part of their world. It's very unclear. They used it to tie people up. They used it to, like, create clothes. It was, like, a lot. Ignore that. That was my dog. He is currently sleeping, snoring, and running in his dreams, apparently. We love that. But whatever. So, next we move on to the next point of the story, where they all decide to, get this, break into the castle so they can steal back everyone's wishes. At which point I'm like, the security for this place has to be non-existent if this is a feasible dream, because I'm like, you're, 9 people? You see, the very fact that there's 9 people means that I'm not going to remember everyone's name. This movie is an hour and 40 minutes. It's not long enough for me to remember 9 people's names. You're lucky I remember Asha Mystico Magnifico. Sorry, he was a forgettable villain. He was annoying. But yeah, we learn about that. So they decide they're going to rob the king. And I'm like, okay, this could be a fun little thing. Literally 5 seconds later, they're all fugitives. Because wannabe Peter Griffin over here decides to turn them all in so that he can get his wish. So that it'll come true. He becomes a knight and then gets enslaved by the king. Who didn't see that one coming? Wow. I just can't. These people are so dumb. I'm just like, what the hell is wrong with you? Your wish is worth that. You wanted to be a fucking knight so bad that you were like, oh my god, I'll just turn in literally one of my friends and all of my friends and family, because why not? Why not make everyone a fugitive? That's always a fun time. Woo. But yeah, wannabe Peter Griffin over here was apparently very upset because he felt like his personality was mush, which in his defense it was. I can't really decide if that was the writer's fault or the king's fault. Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, so his, personality was non-existent, and it became even more non-existent once he was enslaved, where he decided to go chase everybody. And they have yet another power ballad about how they are strong enough to overtake the king, how they are stronger than any magic that he could ever throw at them. And it's a really powerful scene where they... it's a really funny scene to me, because they build, what's it called? It's like those lamps where they make a bunch of lights, like shadow lights. My god, they use them to create shadows. And, it's like the entire castle, and they use, books and shit, and forks, knives. I think at one point they used, it was a mini umbrella or something. I was like, what are they doing? How do they have all of this time? They did all of this in 5 minutes? No. This is a multiple, hour process. That would take me hours to do. But yeah, so they're doing this, and then they have this really weird training scene where they're training by chasing the star around this very small, I'm just going to call it a cave, because I feel like that's better than sewer, which is what I think it is. Because apparently the quiet one, whose name I can't remember, because she had a grand total of 1 line, and her character was literally in 2 scenes. So, yeah. So basically, they were in this little cave, just chasing around the star, and then the queen walks in and is like, I'm in. And what? What do you know about? Like there was this one scene where they sent a rat over there just to be like, I see how scared you are, you need to help us, like, it's called be a decent human being, bitch. It's not that hard. But yeah, so she was like, okay, I'll help. And then she decides to lure away the king from the castle by telling her that Aja has been spotted with the star in the forest. But then apparently the king tricks them, and wannabe Peter Griffin is attacked by a bear as he's chasing Aja. And also, while all this is happening, the star gives Asha a wand. It's like a little stick, and she has no idea how to use it. It's so funny to me. There's one point where she put the dress on a tree, and it's referenced again later in the movie, which I find just to be so funny. But yeah, she's being chased by wannabe Peter Griffin disguised as the king, who's not very scary. And basically, after that, he crushes her wand, where a bear comes out and attacks him, and then he's like, please don't hurt me, Mr. Bear. And then he's like, I'm not the one you need to worry about. And then, like, I swear to God, an army of like 500 bunnies comes out, and I would have been shitting bricks. Have you seen the claws on bunnies? They are ravenous. They are rabies and filled little fuckers. Like, get away from me. But basically, yeah, so we have that. And then Asha makes her way back to the castle, where they're trying to set all the wishes free by opening the skylight that's just conveniently right there. So all the wishes start to float away, and the star tries to push them all towards the people that they're rightfully theirs. But then the sorcerer, the king guy, he traps all of them in this bubble. He sucks away all the energy from the dreams, making himself even more powerful. With his evil staff, he sucks in the star. He gains a lot of power, and he, like, uses these vines to restrain everyone in his kingdom, because at this point he's just full-blown crazy, paranoid. He's literally torturing Aja, like, with vines, grabbing her, hitting her, shocking her. Honestly, the very fact that this isn't a kid's movie is kind of crazy to me. And they all rise up against him and be like, we are our own star, and they start singing a reprise of a song they sang previously in the movie. And then they're all just start glowing, and then the star begins to break free of the scepter, and then Aja's like, we are all stars, and I will stand beside my fellow stars, because we can make our own wishes come true. And the star finally breaks out, and then the king is sucked into his own scepter that is apparently now a mirror or something. So he's like a mirror on the wall. Like, apparently he's like an allegory for I think he's like, not an allegory. I don't know why I keep on saying allegory. It's not an allegory. He's a reference to. Everybody in this movie is like a reference to another character, by the way. I find this lack of originality to be quite annoying. It pisses me off, quite frankly, because it just tells me that Disney is out of original ideas. And I'll get into that in a second, but basically the king is sucked into there, and they're all like, all hail the queen, and the queen decides to hang the king's mirror that he's trapped in the dungeon. He's like, but it smells down there. And I'm like, that's what you're worried about, not being trapped in a mirror for all eternity? The fact that the dungeon smells bad? And then the star gives, Aja another wand, and everyone wants her to be the fairy godmother, apparently, and she gets like a really sparkly dress, which is just, actually, no, I'm remembering this wrong. She doesn't get a sparkly dress. He puts sparkles on the dress, and then he creates fireworks, and that's the end of the movie. So much happened, can't you tell? Okay, so let's talk about the references to past Disney movies, because there was a lot in this movie. I don't even know if I'll remember them all, but one of the main references was that Asha herself was the fairy godmother. I believe that the king was a reference to, was a reference to Maleficent and to the evil queen. You had all of the, I want to say they're siblings or brothers, because I think they mentioned at some point they were family, but then on the wiki it said they were friends, so that was really weird. But there were like 7 dwarves, and there was like 7 siblings, so they were the representations for the 7 dwarves. I think that Dahlia was put into that category as well. I really loved the sidekick. I don't think he was a reference to some other character. I think he was an actual original character. Thank God, because I'm tired of the unoriginality. It pisses me off to no end. I'm like, create an original story or stop creating movies. Simple as that. Because it makes me upset when I'm just like, you keep on referencing these other movies. Like, they had a reference to Peter Pan. They had a reference, like, I think they had a reference to, is it the Argonauts? Is that a Disney movie? Whatever. They were referencing something having to do with space travel, and then that was it. There wasn't much going on in this movie, so yeah. In conclusion, the movie was cute. It wasn't a bad movie. I'm not gonna lie. I was smiling for majority of it, if not confused. But I was like, it's not a bad movie, because a bad movie would require this to be like some serious levels of horrid, and it just wasn't. This movie was very forgettable. It was so clearly made for children, like in that really weird children's style animation that you have now. Like, have you guys watched like recent children's animations? They suck. Like, they have no plot, no story. At least this one had a semi-coherent story to follow. And also, like, I appreciated the use of trauma in this movie. Trauma was the motivator for everything that happened in this movie. Like, Asha cared about so many other people, and she wished upon stars simply for the fact that her father had taught her how to do that, and her father died. The main villain and his wife had apparently lost their son to a fire. I don't know. It's not really explained or gone in depth to, and I'm pretty sure it's forgot halfway through the movie. But he basically becomes this, like, unlikable douche, and I'm like, well, before his actions made sense, because I was like, he wanted to save people from... He didn't want what happened to his son to happen to the other people. So I'm assuming that his son did something where he tried to follow his dream, and then it killed him. So I guess that would make his motivations make sense, but in any other context, it just wouldn't. Like, they had him turn into a full evil king at the end of it, and I was just like, where did this come from? Because, yeah, he apparently got corrupted by some evil book, like, what they considered forbidden magic, but I was just like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, it was mentioned once, and then he was like, I would only ever do it in the most dire of circumstances. A girl tried to steal your wishes and failed, and these are your dire circumstances. And then throughout the rest of the movie, he just acts like a stereotypical villain, devoid of any kind of depth, and I'm just like, I don't like you. You're annoying. Like, but I did get a few chuckles out of the king, I'm not gonna lie. And also, the cast for this movie was incredible. I didn't realize this, but okay, so I only really recognized 3 actors in total in this movie. I recognized, oh my god, what were their names? I recognized the old guy, the one who plays the grandfather. I recognized the one who played wannabe Peter Griffin, because apparently Evan Peters played him, and also apparently, I don't know how they managed it, but they got Chris Pine to play the king, which makes sense, because I was minorly attracted to his character. He was, not gonna lie, the king kind of looked kind of good looking, so I was just like, you know what, I'm here for it. We love a good looking villain. I'm here for it. So yeah, that was Wish. Should you watch the movie? You can. Don't buy it. If you have like Disney Plus or something, watch it. But if you don't, then don't watch it. Like, it's not, I wouldn't say buy it by any means. Don't buy this movie. It wasn't that good. But yeah, this movie, it wasn't horrible. That's pretty much it. But there's just not much to say about it. Like, I find this movie to be like, it was an experience to watch, an experience that I will quickly forget, but an experience nonetheless. And that is actually going to be all for today's video, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to subscribe. I am going to try to become more consistent on this channel. It's something that I've really been trying to do for the last couple years, and it's something that I think I really want to do now. So if you guys want to click that subscribe button and that little thumbs up, and leave a comment about your thoughts about the movies or any other movies that you would like to see me go through, or even like topics, because I think I want to do some more commentary videos. I want to go into like some deep dive and trends. I want to talk about some really cool stuff. I love doing that. But yeah, I will talk to you guys later, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.